Okay. Hey everyone. Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. We got quite a bit of stuff to go over. We do. Hey Xander, hey Ursine, Sharfe, Teamy, R. Connor, Dion Ellison. Hey everyone. I'm ready to get started, y'all, because we got a bunch of stuff to go over. Hopefully for y'all who celebrated it, hopefully you had a good Christmas. I know I didn't really do much but spend time with family. That's literally the only thing um that's usually just like the only thing that I really care about is spending time with family. But it was tiring. Oh, I'm still tired actually. I'm still tired from dealing with it, but hopefully y'all had a good one. If you didn't, there's always next year, and that's the beautiful thing about it. You have next year too. You said, "Hey, I thought about you in London when I saw Royal Albert Hall. He was a man of no color, but she loved that guy." Who is she? I've never heard of Royal Albert Hall either. I didn't get to go everywhere I wanted to go when I was in London. I didn't get to really see it, but I'll obviously be back out there again. I'll be back out there again. I'm not really back on YouTube. This is my original channel, so I could be, but I'm actually liking my time away from YouTube. It's a good break. It is a good break. Like this channel that I'm streaming from now, this is like my original channel. This channel has been up since I got on YouTube from day one. So this is like my original day one channel. And that's why you will note that it has nearly 60,000 subs on it because this was my day one channel and I still have it. So I could very well, it wouldn't take much time to like, it's how this channel is already halfway there. If I wanted to get it to 120 or 130, I could just be on YouTube doing everything as usual. And I'm pretty sure my YouTube would, the subscriber base would increase. I'm sure it would. I know for a fact that if I wanted to be on YouTube, I could on this channel. But now that I've been on Patreon, I actually prefer Patreon. There's just certain things that we don't have to deal with on Patreon that we would be dealing with on YouTube. And quite frankly, I think what Black content creators need to understand is that none of their channels are safe until we are willing to stand up and do something together. But because there is no unification among Black people in general, but definitely not on YouTube, not in any corporate workplace, then there's no unification. So we never really win in the end because we don't understand that there's power in numbers. And if there's a number of different people who have like the same experiences, you could use those experiences to get you where you need to be. Timmy, I prefer being on Patreon too. There's a lot of drama, like a lot of cat fighting on YouTube, and it's just like you just get tired of it because people on there really want their channels to grow, so they engage in drama and back and forth beefs, and I don't have time for that. I really don't want to deal with that at all. But that's what YouTube is saturated with. So, it is what it is. But there are a few things I want to talk about. Obviously, the main topics are in the title. There are two Umar Johnson clips. I tried to find the full Joe Budden interview that Umar Johnson was on. I'm not able to find it. If anybody is able to find it, I looked yesterday even on Joe Budden's channel and I didn't find it. I don't know, maybe I'm not looking right, but the only thing I'm finding is these little clips that are being posted by, the blogs. but I haven't been able to find the full interview. And quite frankly, I wouldn't go over the full interview. I'm not going to get into Umar Johnson just yet. I am going to get into the two clips. Obviously him checking somebody who's claiming to not be biracial, but also don't look black. He's trying to check him on bunny hopping and some things about Eminem that I want to go over because it's really interesting, some of the statements that Umar Johnson makes. But Umar Johnson is nonetheless entertaining, and that's why people continue to have him on their platforms, because he's very animated and entertaining. So we'll get to Umar Johnson later. There's a couple stories that I want to go over, some stories that people sent me. Bandits basically going around terrorizing the community, which is what they do for the most part. But unfortunately, this is not something that all of us have come to the understanding of. And I just really wish we could, because Black women will be a lot safer if we would face the reality of who these males are. And I'm talking about as like a collective group, because as a collective group of women, we don't really, and I would say to the majority, we don't really pay a lot of attention to who these males are. Like, we'll complain about their behaviors. You're gonna see posts, because obviously interracial dating always comes up like constantly. So on posts where bandits are dating out or otherwise talking about why they're dating out, we'll pay attention to that, and we'll get in the comment sections and we'll be like, oh, well, they don't like us, they always choosing people over us, they hate us, yada yada yada. We'll run around touting out the Black femicide stats. But if we really understood and recognized who these males are, would we still be dealing with them in situations to where they're taking our lives? Because in a lot of these femicide situations, and we're about to go over one of them now, if not two. In a lot of these femicide situations, these are interpersonal relationships with Black men, i.e. Black women in dating capacities, in dating situations with them where they are being toe tagged. And it's because we have yet to understand that this is a high risk group of males to date within. It just really is. And I really want that for Black women, because you can't be safe if you don't recognize where the danger is. Like, you can't. And I think this is why Black women, don't keep their children safe, because they don't see Black men as the threat that they really are. They don't see them as the threat. And it's like, okay, well, if you don't see them as a threat, no matter how much they doing, then you really, like, how can you protect yourself from someone, or protect your children from a group that you don't identify as a threat? Like, you would have to. And I think identifying them as a threat goes against Black male worship, because Black male worship says that they're not a threat, they're your everything. So I want to play this news clip here, and then we're going to get into this story. As y'all can see, it says teen shoots and kills his sister in Largo during a dispute over Christmas gifts. And we've been said, and when I say we, I'm talking about myself and a number of different content creators on YouTube, Black women. We've all talked about this femicide rate and how this hostility and the violence was going to increase. One of the things that was going to make it increase was the rolling back of Roe v. Wade. But that's not the only reason that Black women get attacked or toe tagged by these bandits. Yes, the leading cause of death for a pregnant woman is homicide. However, that's not the primary way by which Black women are being sent to meet their maker. Bandits do not respect Black women. There's no reason to. And I say this in all kindness, and I say this in love. It is 100% true that if you don't respect yourself, if you don't show that you have value for yourself, no one else is going to value you more than you value yourself. No one is going to respect you more than you respect yourself. One aspect of valuing yourself is knowing when to keep yourself out of proximity of those who are dangerous, unless you just refuse to deem them dangerous, even though they clearly are dangerous. They're clearly dangerous, clearly dangerous. It don't really take that much for a bandit to decide to toe tag anyone in his family. Because I was just watching the AJ Armstrong documentary on I was watching there's a documentary on Hulu on the AJ Armstrong situation, where I think it was kind of obvious to investigators, and ultimately he did get convicted of toe tagging his parents, even though everybody swore to his innocence. You could just tell there was no emotion coming from that boy, just nothing. It just is what it is. And we just need to realize that a lot of these bandits don't have souls. A lot of them don't feel empathy. They have a disregard for the safety of other people. When you read over the DSM-5 description of antisocial personality disorder, it fits a lot of the bandits in our community. Am I qualified to make that analysis? No, I'm not qualified to diagnose anyone, even though I do have a degree in psychology. I'm not qualified to diagnose anyone. But if anybody who was qualified could very well diagnose the entire Black male group with antisocial personality disorder, and that conclusion has been made. But anyway, let's get into this video.
53-year-old mother of two is dead after being shot by her own brother on Christmas Eve. Gabrielle Baldwin was trying to break up an argument between her siblings when one of them pulled out a gun. Fox 18's Evan Axelbank reports on what has the sheriff furious and the changes he is now calling for.
Photos Gabrielle Baldwin posted to social media show her filled with joy.
She's just a woman going about life, doing her thing with her two kids, trying to make a living, trying to make it.
On Christmas Eve, while at her grandmother's home on 22nd Avenue in Largo, she'd had enough of her brothers bickering. DeMarcus and Darcus began pulling guns on one another.
Gabrielle told DeMarcus, quote, "You all need to leave that stuff alone. Why are you trying to start it? It's Christmas."
They both had been fighting over Christmas presents, with the 15-year-old Darcus jealous that their mom had spent more on gifts for 14-year-old DeMarcus. After Gabrielle stepped in, DeMarcus pulled a gun and fired, killing her and sending her son and his nephew, an 11-month-old, falling to the ground. Then Darcus pulled his own gun and shot DeMarcus, leaving him badly injured.
This proliferation of guns on the streets and guns in this area and guns in the hands of these kids is the worst I've ever seen. I don't think we've ever seen it this bad.
The sheriff says the area around 22nd Avenue in Largo has been subject to extra patrols lately, with 13 gun-related incidents since September. He says his office has gotten reports of 17 guns stolen from unlocked cars. He suspects the guns used in this shooting were obtained that way.
And people can't leave their car doors unlocked and leave their guns in their cars. It's got to stop.
Further, the sheriff says both juveniles have been let off the hook too easily by the juvenile justice system, particularly DeMarcus, who has a history of violence against school staff and law enforcement. The sheriff is calling for tougher laws.
They are not getting the consequences that they should get, that keep them from doing it again and again and again.
Gabrielle was only 23, and now her kids, an 11-month-old and a 6-year-old, will have to grow up without her. Evan Axelbank, Fox 13 News.
Now, I want to say this, because these two bandits brought guns to a Christmas event. They decided to bring guns to their mother's home during Christmas Day, where people are happy, they're spending time with family, they're opening gifts. A lot of people like to do affirmations and blessings to the family. That's something that we do when we do dinner. We'll also write down like positive affirmations and things that we want to see in the next year. These two bandits started off bringing guns to their mother's house. Now, there's only a number of different reasons why these bandits would have brought guns with them, one of them being the intent to use those guns. Now, they could have brought them for protection, but then it raises the question of who are they protecting themselves from? Because they wouldn't be bringing guns anywhere to protect themselves from Black women. So these are Black men who largely recognize the violence that comes from their male counterparts. Like, even in here, you heard the dude, is his name DeMarcus or Darkest? Because Darkest. Darkest been terrorizing. First of all, who the hell names their son Darkest? I don't understand the name Darkest, but we know his mother likely named him Darkest. They made no mention of these boys' daddies nowhere. Nowhere did you hear about their daddy at all. Even though it's a holiday and holidays are for family, so if their dad was in the picture, he would have likely been there. But because these bandits abandon their male children just as well as they'll abandon their female children, you have two bandits here, one of them with some soulless eyes. Don't think that I missed the image of Darkest with his empty, dark, soulless eyes. Because I told y'all, like him right here, this is a demon right here. You can just look in his eyes. Like, cover, if you were to cover this and look only in his eyes, you can see pure evil. Pure evil is behind this eye here, okay? This is a demonic bandit. His eyes are very telling in terms of a demon. You're looking at a demon, really. Bandits are terrorizing the community, okay? Whenever there's a hood and you hear somebody speak negatively about the hood and the violence in the hood, oh, I'm gonna get robbed if I go to the hood. When I get rich, I gotta leave the hood. They're running from Black men. Everybody wants to, whenever we talk about Black male behavior, everybody wants to say it's propaganda. Everybody wants to say that these are lies. Oh, it's not all of them. But Black men will literally run all the way up out the hood whenever they have anything of any value, and they will tell you that they are doing so because they fear a Black man will rob them or kill them. Yet whenever we have the discussion, everybody want to scream, not all. This is a community dynamic here where you have bandits running around, making the communities unsafe, toe tagging everybody. There is nobody who is safe from the wrath and the violence of these unhinged bandits. No one. Children are not safe. Women are not safe. Mothers are not safe. Siblings are not safe. Their own children are not safe. Nobody is safe. Black men fear the violence and terrorizing of other Black men. This is why they run from them. If you have a violent hood, if anybody is describing violence, gang violence, criminal violence, any type of sexual assault, drive-bys, they're talking about Black male behavior in the hood. There is no excuse for this level of violence. And sadly enough, these are the environments that Black women are raising their children in. Like, you can look at the images here when they're showing, does this look like it's a neighborhood that you would want to raise some children in? Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen, because this is a straight up hood. And I think as women, we don't pay enough attention to the environment in which we're birthing children. Does this look like an environment that you want to raise your children in? Because this man said security, police presence needs to be increased. And obviously, if you got two bandits who are taking firearms to Christmas to exchange gifts and eat sweet potato pie, then yeah, I would say you probably need to increase the security. There is no reason why anybody should be sitting up here shooting nobody because they feel entitled to more gifts than the other one. But this is the environment that we're birthing and raising children in. This is the environment. Black women are not looking for nice, safe communities in which to rear their children. We're not thinking, I don't think we think about the environment at all. I don't think we give any thought to that. I don't think we give any thought to the environment, where our children are going to grow up, how safe the areas are in, where they're going to go to school at, the quality of education, the quality of groceries. Like, we don't think about any of those things. Black women will literally birth children into a war zone. and then wonder why your baby is being toe tagged sitting in a parked car in a parking lot of McDonald's as bandits run around shooting like they're in Iraq, like they going off to war when they not. These are not soldiers who are fighting in the army. These are bandits running around terrorizing your community. And as women, one of the most important things we're supposed to think about when it comes to birthing children and our offspring is the environment that they're going to be in. And we don't think about the environment at all. Exactly. Brad's baby girl said, can your daughter wear a pretty dress to the corner store in the neighborhood? No. What would a little girl's likelihood of survival be living in this neighborhood? Because I guarantee you this ain't the first time this neighborhood saw a line of police cars over here. I guarantee you it ain't. But there's hella Black women living in this neighborhood, mothering these children, not caring. And this is where we're negligent at as women. This is where we're negligent at. Because we should care enough about our offspring to care about the environment that we're birthing them into. And if we were thinking about it, the majority of these Black neighborhoods are not safe for children to be birthed and reared in them. They're just not. Yet we continue to perpetuate the cycle. And that's why I come on here and I talk about what we as Black women can do, because we hold most of the power. We do. Even if we don't recognize that we hold most of the power in the community, we still do. 99.9% of actually 100% of the power we control, but we've given it over to Black men because we think that they should be the leaders, even though they haven't exuded like any leadership qualities at all. In fact, they'll tell you they can't lead. They will tell you that they don't want to be leaders, but we still sit up here and say, well, let's give all this power to Black men because they are the leaders. They're obviously not, nor do they want to be. They don't feel like they're leaders at all. They're not showing that they're leaders. Why are we still asking them to be leaders? Leaders just step up, by the way. Leaders typically volunteer to be in leadership position. And these bandits will sit up and tell you in a minute that they can't check other men. They can't hold other men accountable, which also means that you're not a leader. Imagine your presidential candidates going up at a press conference saying, I want to be the president, but I can't hold other men accountable. Do you think that there will be any man of no color who would get voted into office if he said, I want to be the leader of this country, but I am not going to hold other males accountable? How do you think that will work out? If any of them. We ain't heard no politician say that they can't hold other men accountable. Oh, I can't tell no, you gotta let men, you gotta let men do what men gonna do. You can't change men. Leaders don't say that. Leaders don't say that they can't hold men accountable. You're not about to have no presidential candidate, no mayoral candidate, no candidate for leadership anywhere in this country, and they're sitting up saying that they can't hold other men accountable. That just ain't gonna happen. Then you're not gonna be a leader then. You can't hold other men accountable. You can't check other men. Then you're not going to be anybody's leader. It's that simple. And that's one of the things that they do too. They constantly sitting up talking about what they can't do as a leader. Let me be a leader. Let me get the glory of leadership. But I'm going to tell you that I'm a cowardly ass bitch. So I ain't about to hold no man accountable. You're not about to be nobody's leader in that situation. This ain't the only story of this though. There's another story. Hold on for a minute, because this bandit done set up here and drove 250 miles so that he can murder his baby mama's new man and ended up toe tagging the wrong person. Okay? Because these are the most desired men who have so many options that they got to sit up here, be jealous and insecure, and go toe tag this woman's new boyfriend because she don't want to be with him. Because these are the most desired and sought after men on the planet. Hold on, y'all. I have a I don't want to go by the Instagram story though. Like I don't. That's why I'm over here. I'm trying to look because I don't want to go by the Instagram link on this story. I don't. I want to find the full story. So hold on for a second. Kendo Morris. Because this will tell the story, but I want to see. I want to see if I could find a different article. Just in case it gives some, hold on, let me just see. Yeah, it was on Fox 4 News. That's what I wanted to see. All right, this is what I was looking for. And I'll read the one on what's it called too, if we need to. But all Instagram is doing is copying it from the news. So let me share the screen with you guys. And let me see if this is the news clip video, or if this is something else.
News starts now. Hello, I'm Dan Godwin with a look at what's making news in North Texas. Mesquite police released video of a deadly officer-involved shooting from last week.
No, we're just gonna read it. We'll just read it because that video didn't apply to it at all. So let me go ahead and share this article with you because this is yet another insecure bandit. Okay. It says a man who traveled from Houston to Arlington in an attempt to kill the mother of his child's new boyfriend, only to shoot the wrong man, was sentenced to nearly 3 decades behind bars. And rightfully so, because this bandit is as dumb as he is felonious. How are you going to sit here and travel 250 miles and you're not even making sure you toe tagging the right person? So now all you did is got your dumb, stupid ass caught up on a 30-year sentence, okay? He got himself caught up in nearly 30-year prison sentence and still didn't get to go toe tag his baby mama's new boyfriend. But then they'll tell you that Black women are unhinged, Black women don't give them no peace in relationships, Black women are masculine, Black women are aggressive. They'll say all of these things to you. They'll say that they're the prize. What type of prize chooses to go kill their baby mama's new man? So he was not about to let this woman move on. Okay, he wouldn't allow her to move on. It says 26-year-old Kendo Morris ended his life right when it just began, was found guilty of murdering Robert Cooley III and sentenced to 27 years in prison. This is this bandit here. Really, he looks very normal and non-suspecting. He definitely doesn't look like he will be anybody's thug, as they sit up there and tell you to bet these bandits. I don't know how you're going to bet them. Morris shot Cooley on May 4th, 2020, after driving from Houston to confront his ex's new boyfriend. So she ain't with him, but because he's insecure and jealous, he's going to go confront her new boyfriend. Didn't I tell y'all one of the characteristics of a bitter baby daddy was to sit up and interfere with the mom's new relationship and try to prevent her from moving on? He took it a step further and said, I'm a toe tag him. Investigators say Morris thought he saw the boyfriend in the parking lot of an Arlington apartment complex on Budden Green Drive. He began to shoot, killing the 24-year-old Cooley. Cooley was not the boyfriend that Morris was targeting. Morris was taken into custody in Madisonville near Houston later that day. This bandit was literally so jealous and insecure, he decided that he was going to shoot whoever looked like her new boyfriend. An innocent man has had his life taken by a bandit because bandits want to sit up here and talk about mass incarceration. They want to talk about Black women's weaves and big purses and whatever. But what they don't want to talk about is that they should probably be fearing another Black man more than anybody should. Black men kill Black men more than they kill anybody else. If there's anybody who should be sitting up here fearing the violence of a Black man, it should be Black men. There should be no Black men sitting up defending other Black men's violence, talking about not me and don't say not all, when you know damn well as a black man, if your life get taken, 9 times out of 10 is going to be taken by another black man. Court records show a second person's murder charge in connection to the shooting was dismissed. So that's the whole story. Let me go and see what they put it on, because they didn't put much there. Let me see what they put on this Instagram story. And here's this one. This is where I got it from. I saw this on Instagram. But the news articles typically have more information. But it says Texas man finally learns his fate after a botched 2020 murder. 26-year-old Kendall Morris drove a couple hundred miles packed with an AR-15 rifle with intentions to allegedly shoot his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend, only to accidentally shoot and kill the wrong person. Morris, who had never met his intended victim, went off of a vague description and immediately opened fire once he thought he saw his intended target, mistakenly killing Robert Cooley, 24, who was not the boyfriend. This dumb idiot went and got a vague description. He didn't even get a picture of the man. And these are the leaders of our community. I want y'all to look at who we are petitioning to be the leaders. Now, they do have a show that generally says criminals are dumb. This takes the cake, though. If you are going to go out and target somebody to victimize them and toe tag them, the very least that you can do is make sure you know who that person is. This bandit didn't even know who he was going out to toe tag. He was so wrapped up in jealousy and insecurity and violence and felonious intent that he just went based off who he thought this person was. But then bandits will say, okay, well, men are more emotional than women and women are not logical. Logic would have told this bandit to find out who he was going to go toe tag before he jumped this dumbass in the car to drive 250 miles. Like, logic, why didn't logic tell him to find out exactly what this target looked like before he went out there? Because this is like basic. It's like if you wanted to throw your life away, you could have just went to Chicago and stood in the middle of the hood. But you go sit here and get yourself a nearly 30-year bid off a toe tag and somebody that you ain't even intend to toe tag because you too dumb to find out who you trying to go kill. You got these murderous, felonious intent, but you don't know who you want to go kill them. This is a problem. These are not leaders. Like, it's going beyond, they don't even have foresight now. Like, they don't even have basic common sense. Common sense would tell you, don't go by a vague description. So this bandit never thought, I don't know what this person really looks like. So it didn't occur to you that you literally don't know what this person looked like. You ain't never met him. And all you got is a vague description of what he looked like from somebody. Those are the only details this bandit needs. Because really, at this point, I'm thinking he went out looking for just any black man. Just going out and planning, but let me guess. White supremacy made him do this. Does anybody know what role the system played in this? I'm gonna let y'all think about what role the system played in this while I blow my nose. Hold on. Now, I don't know if y'all thought about it or not, but if y'all thought about it, like, please tell me, what do y'all think? What role did the system play in this? Because remember, according to Black people, the system is to blame for everything Black men do. They're running around toe tagging each other because of something that the Kerner Commission did back in the 1960s. Like, whenever you talk to them about their current behavior in 2023, mind you, we're literally at the door of 2024, and 2024's door is like opening. These bandits are still talking about what happened in the 1960s. The Kerner Commission, somehow, whatever the Kerner Commission did in the 1960s directly influenced this bandit going out and purposely toe tagging the wrong person because he was too stupid to find out who the right person was. Yeah, Belle of the Ball, the system of black male worship maybe, but it don't even seem like this was a black male worshiping situation. Like, she literally went and got somebody else. She wasn't even with him. Hey, Themis, welcome. I hope you got some rest over this weekend, because, like, I'm tired as hell. Can you not give Themis a virtual hug? So there's a black woman in the comment section saying embarrassing black men need a life class on anger management, conflict resolution, and emotional regulation. This is sick. Sorry to his victim and their family. Yeah, we haven't even got on that. And look, under here, you go say, oh, you got a bandit. I want y'all to see how delusional they are. I want y'all to see just the level of delusion. Look at this level of delusion, y'all. She put this under here, and here to go this bandit. I could say the same for black women. Y'all not innocent. Yeah, because black women are going out and toe tagging people in the black community because, of course, instead of a black man being killed mostly by nobody and nothing else but another black man, it's really another black woman. Like, literally the same could not be said for black women. Yeah, you could say the same, it would be a damn lie. Bandits ain't running and escaping the hood because of black women. They're doing it because of black men. Black men don't fear getting robbed or toe tagged or jumped or getting caught up in gang conflict because black women are in gangs. Like, no, this is black men. Like, what do you mean you can say the same? It's like they have such a deep obsession with black women that black men can't move or do anything without blaming or mentioning or bringing up black women in a situation where it does not apply. This was a black man who purposely and intentionally sought out another black man to target and kill him. This was premeditated. The black mother didn't do this. There was a black woman in this situation. She's his baby mama. She didn't target a man just to go out and toe tag him. A black man did. Yet here he is with a codependence and a toxicity, bringing black women into a situation where a black woman ain't even did nothing. What does a black woman have to do with this bandit choosing to go toe tag her ex-boyfriend, but not being smart enough to find out who he was? So she's a mental health professional, and she says she's absolutely correct. Black men are far more unhinged than females, sir. Sorry. And they are. They are. And one of the things that make them more unhinged is failing to recognize their emotional instability. They actually are unstable. And instead of trying to run around and convince the world that they're strong alpha male leaders who can't check other men, they need to just admit to being weak, cowardly, emotionally unhinged bitches who can barely cope in this society. Black men are just barely functioning in this society. We need to understand that. They're not doing anything good. They're not showing up as healthy or sane. They're not. Because we know this happens in every single situation. We know it does. We know this happens in a lot of situations involving black men, regardless to the race of the woman. So I want to talk about Simone Biles again. Let me move this over because we go get into marriage too. Amanda Seales came out and she reacted to the video involving Jonathan Owens and Simone Biles. And I hope that y'all were all able to watch that video where I pulled up videos of people of no color. So I gave a very diverse group of non-Black people. You had people of no color, Asian people of no color, biracial people, men, women, the with this Simone Biles situation, people are acting as if Black women are the only ones commenting on this, and Black women are not. Black women are not. Gymnastics isn't even a sport. Gymnastics isn't even a sport that would garner the attention of a Black audience. We already know Black people don't pay that much attention to gymnastics. So most of Simone Biles' fan base is likely not Black. Most of the people who are familiar with Simone Biles and her work and her accolades are likely to be white people, because gymnastics is a white-dominated sport. We already know gymnastics is extremely white. It is an expensive field to go into. Most Black people can't even afford to put their kids in gymnastics, let alone be participants of it. They can't. The cost of it is extremely high. It is white dominated. So the fact of the matter is, most of the people who may be talking about it may be Black women. Black women may be responding to the relationship dynamic, but trust and believe that her audience is going to be mostly white. Her fan base is going to be mostly white. And people of no color came to the same exact conclusion that Black women came to. Because people want to say, oh, this is just a product of bitter Black women. They're hating on this Black love story. Like, Black women, Black people love a fake Black love scenario. They love a fake Black love scenario. And the reason being is because if you don't buy into the notion of Black love, as fake and false as it is, you will not be chasing after bandits. Black women are chasing after bandits because they're chasing this illusion of Black love. To be in gymnastics, the cost is about $60K a year. I know it's really expensive. It's just not a sports industry that a lot of Black people go into. It's just really not. Let's just be real. Black people are not all up and through the gymnastics sport. They're not. This is predominantly white. Yep, Miss Asha said, I see so many white women discussing Simone's situation, especially if you go on TikTok. If you go on TikTok, you will see a whole bunch of white people going in. But the only people who are getting attacked and called bitter are Black women. They're basically saying, oh, because Black women are bitter and single, most of them can't get no Black male prize. They're hating on Simone Biles. First of all, there is nothing about any married Black woman situation that's to be envied or jealous of. Because at the end of the day, they can say whatever they want. Black people can decorate marriage as much as they want. But the reality is, and bandits throw it in your face all the time, women are initiating these divorces 80% of the time. So if Black women were really happy in these marriages, why would they be rushing to the courts so that they can become single again? And why are you sitting up here saying that single women are jealous of you, but you're running to get a divorce so you can become what? A single woman again. You want to be a single woman. This is why I'm telling you, especially married Black women are extremely jealous of single women. They're extremely jealous of single women. And what they want is for single women to be miserable like them. That's why they sit up there in shame. Oh, we married. Oh, we got the ring. My man, my man, my man, my husband. Yeah, you want us to get into the miserable marriage club like you in. Because we already can look at that data, y'all making a mad dash to the divorce court so you can become the very single women that you're saying is hating on you. How are we jealous of you, but you pursuing singlehood to be like us? You're trying to be single and free like we are, but you're sitting up here saying that we're jealous of you. Meanwhile, you run into the divorce court. So if marriage is so good, why don't these women stay in their unhappy marriages instead of going to get divorces 80% of the time? Clearly, you're not happy. Ain't no way you go convince anybody that you're happily divorcing your happy marriage. Really? You getting a divorce because you're so happy in your marriage? No, absolutely not. These married women are miserable. They want Black single women to be miserable with them. That's why they keep trying to shame you. They keep trying to get you to want to be married so that you can be miserable just like them. So then you will have to go pay money to get divorced so that you can be single again. Because that's all these Black women are learning. They're getting married and they're learning that it's better to be single. That's why they're going to get into a divorce. Helen said, I think some married women want to be considered the top woman over single women as per the patriarchy, and women are waking up that they aren't. Yeah, and they could say that if divorce statistics weren't public. They could sell that story if nobody is thinking about the rate of divorce. Because I know they're not going to try to sell to us that happily married people are getting divorced, that these women are just wallowing in happiness. They're on cloud nine, but they're running to the divorce court to get divorces. Like, really? Why are you getting a divorce if marriage is the beat? Why aren't you staying in it? Why, Denise said, why do we never acknowledge that most Black men are single? Because Black women too busy falling for the okie doke and the shaming of them being single. Let me play y'all Amanda Seales' take on this.
Without question, that this 26-year-old phenom is the greatest gymnast of all time, ever. Like literally in the history of the sport. Thus, we should give all the props. And being that does not make her any less of a great wife to this person who is someone that plays football. Perfectly, without question.
That was a nice way of her saying he ain't doing shit and she doing way better than him. That was a nice way of her saying that. But the reality of it is everybody sees a problem with this man downplaying her. Let me show y'all what Simone Biles came out here with, because people are still dragging her. And I don't even think they're dragging her. People are not necessarily dragging her. People are more like petitioning for her to have some self-esteem. People are actually petitioning for her to have some level of self-respect and to recognize that this man is disrespecting her. But here's the thing. The reason Simone Biles is not offended by anything that Jonathan said is because it must be the truth. And this is what I think a lot of Black people aren't taking into account. Simone Biles is not offended by what Jonathan Owens said because, number one, she did pursue him. Number one, she does know that if she wouldn't have pursued him, there will be no relationship because she knows that she is not his type. And number three, she does see him as the prize. She does think she won a prize. She pursued a catch. That's why Simone Biles is not offended, because she is that woman. She is that woman that will go after a man, because Jonathan Owens very specifically said that if she would not have DM'd him, he had no intentions of DMing her. He clearly said he would not have pursued her. He said in that very message, he was not going to message her. He barely planned to respond to her. The only reason why he said he responded is because she was on here chasing him. So that's why she's not mad. She's not offended by this because all of that is true. She did chase him. Why would she get mad? Because when all he did is go up there and tell the truth of how they met. That is how they met. She knows that she ain't his type. She thinks she caught a catch. She thinks she got a prize. So then she wants to come on here and say, y'all want me to be insecure so bad. You're already insecure. That's what she doesn't understand. She's already insecure. She's all based off of everything that he said, based off of the way that they met, the way that Jonathan Owens told this story, and quite frankly, the way Simone Biles is validating it, she is already insecure. She knows she was pursuing a man who had no interest in her. She is not his type. This man has a history of dating women of no color. And then Simone Biles, because she's insecure, she doesn't see it as a red flag for a man who has always dated women of no color to then want to marry her after deeming himself the prize. I bet you he didn't go tell those Beckys he was the prize. He can sit up there and say, oh, I always say the man is a catch. Do you think that this black man went over there to Becky and said he's the catch? No. Jonathan Owens didn't go tell them women of no color that he was the catch. And I guarantee you, I promise you, he pursued the women of no color. I guarantee you he chased after those white women that he dated. I bet you he chased them women of no color like they are the prize. But he made it very well known that he had no intentions of chasing after Simone Biles. He had no intention of chasing after her. He had no intention of being with her. She chased him. And the reason she don't have a problem with it is because that's what she did. Simone Biles knew how she showed up to Jonathan Owens. She knew that she chased him. She knew that she was insecure. She knew that if she didn't pressure him, she wouldn't have had him. She know that. Yeah, Jay, we already know black men ain't going over to no non-black woman and telling them that they the prize or the catch. No. And that's because these women, they wouldn't dare. Okay, they would not dare. They wouldn't dare. The only people who are going to accept the notion that black men are a prize or a catch are black women. Those are and that's why black women are the only ones they saying it to. And look, I want y'all to see this from this bandit. This is the okie doke that bandits put black women under. Misery loves company. Right off the bat, they coming at you with shaming tactics. There's nobody who's miserable except Simone Biles, okay? The only person who would be miserable in this situation is Simone Biles. Because Simone Biles also is one of those women who, when it becomes revealed to her that Jonathan Owens is cheating on her because he's the prize, so she ain't even got to step out of turn, he gonna be cheating on her anyway. Because a woman who sees a man as a prize is a woman that a man feels that he can do anything to. If Simone Biles see Jonathan Owens as the prize, then she is going to tolerate whatever she has to tolerate so that she can keep him. Jonathan Owens knows that Simone Biles is the type of woman who can know and feel deep within her soul that he's cheating on her, and she's still gonna stay. She's still gonna stay. Raise your hand if you think that Jonathan Majors is about to be faithful to Simone Biles. If you think that Simone Biles, from the time that she met Jonathan Majors, is the only one that Jonathan Majors been having sex with, put a one in the chat box. No, Jazz Doll, she will never divorce this man. She ain't gonna divorce. This is her prize. This is her prize. And if she ain't miserable now, Jonathan Owens is about to make her miserable. He's about to make her miserable. But look, black women don't know how to keep a man. So says the one group of men who fail in relationships regardless to the race of the woman. So literally all statistical data, all researchers, all scholars, all sociologists who have studied it have deemed black men to be the worst option for any race of woman. Yet here is a projecting ass bandit talking about black women don't know how to keep a man, really. And you got your preferences literally sitting up online complaining about you. Ain't nobody complaining about black women but black men. You don't have a bunch of non-black groups of men complaining about black women, but you do have non-black women complaining about black men all over the internet globally now because of their passport bros. Yet he gonna say black women don't know how to keep a man? So says the group of men who are not recorded to ever be making any woman happy. Everybody's complaining about you. What are you talking about? And then why would a black woman want to keep you? What is she keeping? What is she keeping? Because I'll tell y'all, it never crossed my mind one time that I need to do something to keep a black man. Like, for what? For what? They don't know that they can't be the main character and in charge and emasculating and disrespectful with men who are worth a damn. Listen, he took this opportunity because black women ain't even did nothing. He took this opportunity to just come on here and trash black women. You never see anything where black men are just celebrating black women. You never see it. You never see it. And black women act like they don't know this. These bandits never get on anything to uplift you. It's only demeaning, only disrespect. They can't believe there are a small percentage of black women out here who know how to be sweet, feminine, submissive, emotionally stable, and docile with their men. They can't believe it works. And instead of taking notes, so y'all should take notes from Simone Biles and marry a man who sits in an interview and emphasizes the fact, because Jonathan Owens really wanted y'all to know that he didn't pursue her. That is the one thing anybody can take away from that interview, is that Jonathan Owens wanted y'all to know that she chased him. He did not pursue her. And that he wanted y'all to also know that if she hadn't pursued him, there would be no relationship because he was not going to pursue her. He emphasized those points. Yes, docile and submissive is key. Now, mind you, I couldn't care less what a black man wants. I don't care about what a black man wants relationship-wise. I don't care if you want submissiveness. I don't care if you want sweet, feminine, docile. I don't care about none of that. Don't even bring me what you want because I don't care. I'm not interested in what black men want at all. I don't care about what it takes to keep a black man. That's of no interest and no consequence to me. Whether they stay or they go, I'm neutral. Fine. If you want to stay, okay, cool. If you want to go, that's fine too. If you're not acting right, you don't get to choose whether you go. I'm going to kick your ass out. Period. I don't care about keeping or pleasing a black man, and I never did. Would there be individual ones that I cared about? Yes. Out of the group? Absolutely no. No. And I never cared about keeping any of them. Not even on an individual level. There's not one black man that I set up and thought about, what do I need to do to keep this man? It just ain't never. A conquered bandit is the one who wants a docile woman. Let's look at the definition of docile and see if that's and see if that person is going to be an asset or a liability. Ready to accept control or instruction, submissive. So if this person was smart, he would have known that he could have kept docile and just put submissive there, because docile is a synonym of submissive. So this bandit, not even really understanding how the English language fully works, or else he would have kept the repeat words. Because this is a synonym. This means a docile person is a submissive person. A person who is ready to accept control or instruction is going to be a liability, because that means they will accept control and instruction from whoever has the most control. A docile person cannot be loyal to one person. This is about who has the most authority. Therefore, bandits are asking for docile women. But what you go do when a man comes by who has more authority than you? When that man with more authority than you comes by, then that means the person that's ready to be controlled is going to go with the person who got more authority than you. Docile to a bandit is a big word because they're dumb. They're extremely dumb. But I wanted y'all to show you, I wanted to show y'all how quickly these bandits jump on something and demean and degrade Black women. Meanwhile, let me show y'all these married Black women that we're envious of. Let me show y'all this, okay? Because these are the women that we're bitter over. These are those envy and jealousy provoking wives that we want to be so much like. That we're just so envious of them. Oh my God, they just have it so good. They got chosen. I want to be like her. I want to be sitting up married on a video talking about she didn't even know where the next woman came from that her husband done sprang out on her. Let's get into it.
When I see here, man, it's Gracie. I never really understood until last. So my boyfriend of 3 years, like my boyfriend of 3 good years, got married on 16. I don't even know where the girl came from.
Now let me pause for the cause because I want to point out something here. Her boyfriend of 3 years got married over the weekend. Was she sharing a man or not? Was the fiance sharing her? Was the woman that he was engaged in, was he sharing her or not? Because it sounds like the woman that he married was getting cheated on by this woman. It sounds like she was like the side chick and didn't know it. Because again, this is what married women are dealing with. Her boyfriend was engaged to a woman, cheating on said woman with her likely, because she said her boyfriend of 3 years got married over the weekend. A person don't just meet a woman and then marry them over the weekend. You don't just get married over the weekend to a person that you met that same weekend. So that means the fiance was dealing with some cheating. And perhaps she did not know she was the side chick. Let's continue.
I don't know what. How can you just wake up? Like, how can I just wake up on Saturday morning and when I'm opening WhatsApp and I'm seeing my boyfriend's friend's status, I'm seeing congrats on your married life, bro. Which married life? I'm posting another girl, I'm seeing our wife. I thought that was the wife. I don't get. Ah, God. I've not slept in the past 2 days because this thing is paining me. Ah.
So let me tell y'all something. Whoever the other woman is, she just got married and this is what she got to deal with in her marriage already. The married woman already has to deal with this woman on social media crying over her husband because her husband essentially was her boyfriend. But we jealous of married women though. But we're just the miserable ones who are trying to get these married women to be miserable like us while we single and not dealing with this. She is African. She's African.
At first, I didn't want to generalize it that men are liars because I know that one single truth no dey their mouth. Why? Oh wait, why did he lie? I can't even wrap my head. Like I'm asking myself, why did you lie? When I see here, man, it's Gracie. I never really understood it until last. So my boyfriend of 3 years, like my boyfriend of 3 good years. Got married was 50.
Yes, she thinks that this dude just popped up and got married. No, he had you as a side chick and you just didn't know it. Unfortunately for her, she was the side chick and she didn't know it. It sounds like she was just a side chick and she didn't know it. And now this newly married woman got a whole bunch of drama because her bandit of a boyfriend. I want to play another video for y'all with these bandits. I want y'all to listen to these bandits here. And I want you to look at the comment section too. Because again, like I said, bandits take every opportunity, but I want y'all to listen to what he's saying, because something that he's saying in here is extremely important that I want to point out, and why I say that Black women are just not compatible with these males. You're not compatible with Black men. And it's like, I know Black women think that they should be compatible because you give birth to them. You literally and figuratively, you speak life into them. You are the ones who give them life. They would not be breathing and walking around and existing if not for you. So you should be compatible with them. You should be, but you're not. First, we want to read the caption. Black man explains why most Black men date outside their race. There is no incentive for successful, higher earning Black men to deal with women just because we look like them. Your group of men are the only group of men who's out here saying this silly clown shit. I want y'all to know this, but let's hear it.
Here's why Black men date outside of their race. It comes down to men going where they feel love. As a successful Black guy, a high-earning Black guy, and I know other high-earning Black men, there's no incentive for us men to deal with women just because we look like them that are not bringing us. Now, I feel like a lot of Black women have picked up trauma because Black men do need to be better leaders and make better decisions as well, which is causing their trauma. But let's not act like this is just one side to this coin. Black women need to also make better decisions in the men that they pick. Stop glorifying the pukereres, and more Black men will actually want to be more successful, clean cut, and better leaders. So the decisions Black women make, along with men not being better leaders, is what's causing this divide. Black men dating outside their race, Black women being angry about it, and it's up to the men and the women to fix it. Both sides need to take better responsibility in creating a better dating community for the Black race. That's my honest opinion. Here's why Black.
Now, I want to see if y'all caught the important things that y'all needed to catch out of this, because let me tell you, there is no group of women on this planet except Black women who respects and loves Black men. It does not exist. This is a delusional, lying notion that there are other groups who appreciate Black men. Where are they? And I keep asking them to name these women who appreciate and respect them, and they literally never do. Because surely you're not saying this women of no color as you complain that Jonathan Majors is taking an L because of a woman of no color. So surely you're not about to tell me that women of no color respect you. We know Asian women don't. They don't even really date you. So who? I want to know where these women are who love and respect Black men. I can never get an answer, not even from Black men. I can never get them to answer who respects you as a non-Black woman. Who? That's number one. Did y'all pay attention to what he said is the reason for Black women's trauma? He said, oh, I know that Black men are the reason for your trauma, but we're still gonna traumatize you and then abandon you after you show the signs of our trauma. This is demonic. This is why I told you they benefit from this culture. They benefit from it. Because, yeah, they can traumatize you. They cannot be effective leaders. They can do whatever they're going to do. You ain't going to hold them accountable. You're going to internalize it. That's why he can sit up here and say, yeah, we're not good leaders. We've traumatized you, but we still don't like your attitude. We want to traumatize you, but for you to not act like you traumatized. Then he said, Black women are glorifying thugs. We hear this a lot. Who's rapping about thugs in their music? Who's calling themselves thugs? Who depicts themselves as thugs in movies and TV shows? Is it Black women or is it Black men? Black men are literally rapping about being thugs, depicting themselves as thugs, glorifying the thug image, but then blaming Black women. And I don't even know why y'all let them do this. I ain't seeing no Black women glorifying thugs. I have heard music where Black men rap about being thugs, though. I have seen movies and TV shows produced and directed by Black men where they're depicting themselves as thugs and criminals and gangsters. So who's really glorifying the thug image? Is it Black women or is it Black men? Right, who sits up here and celebrate the thug that is Future and demeans and degrades Russell Wilson? Who does that by calling them simps? So this whole thing about Black women liking these thugs is a damn lie. Black men like being thugs. Black men see themselves as thugs because what they don't see themselves as is doctors. They don't see themselves as scientists. You ain't never seen a Black man. How many of y'all have heard any Black rapper glorifying Black men who are intellectual? Rapping about how they need to go to school, rapping about how they need to study STEM. Have y'all ever heard that in a Black man song? No. Have you ever seen any Black man produce? Take Power, for example. 50 Cent does Power, the Power franchise. Does he depict Black men as scientists or does he depict them as criminals? And even when they are intelligent, even when they are going to school, they are still being thugs and criminals. So there isn't a show that is produced by a Black man where he's showing them as scientists and astronauts and marine biologists and doctors and surgeons. That don't exist. The only depiction that they give you is them being drug dealing criminal ass thugs. And not only do they attach themselves to Black thugs, but they attach themselves to white thugs too. How many of y'all seen Black men wearing Al Pacino's face from Scarface? Because Al Pacino's character wasn't a thug, right? So not only are they gonna glorify Black thugs, you gonna glorify white ones too. Black men are the only ones glorifying thugs. They are the only ones doing it. They are the ones who are the Pookies and Ray Rays. So you're not going to tell me that anybody glorifies Pookie and Ray Rays and thugs more than the people who are becoming it. Yeah, no, Helen, they love Al Pacino. They love his criminal representation because they don't love Al Pacino from Devil's Advocate, where he owned a law firm. They didn't love businessman Al Pacino. They love criminal drug dealing as Al Pacino. So the thing is, which character of Al Pacino are they worshiping? The one who owned the law firm and who the businessman who owned a law firm in Devil's Advocate, or the criminal drug peddling Al Pacino? They praise the criminal drug peddling Al Pacino. That's who they like. Why do Future have a whole song about Tony Montana? Why is Diddy sitting up in songs throwing out names of Italian gangsters that he want to be like? Yeah, he was the devil and the devil's advocate, but he was also a businessman who owned a very lucrative law firm. Yeah, he was the devil, but he was a businessman. I'll tell you what he wasn't. He wasn't a thug or a drug dealer and devil's advocate. He wasn't. I'm probably gonna watch Devil's Advocate today. Don't even play. Don't even play. Don't even play. But finally, literally, Black women's primary interest in Black men is that they're Black. That's how Black women are deciding their loyalty to Black men. Whenever you hear Black women describing why they still want to deal with Black men, it is only rooted in him being Black. That's it. Hold on, y'all. I got to turn off the heater. Black women determines Black men's worthiness and dateability and their loyalty towards them based on their Blackness. But this Black man is saying the opposite. This Black man is saying we don't feel obligated to be with Black women who are not bringing us peace just because they are Black. Black women are the exact opposite. So this is showing that bandits have more standards than Black women do. Bandits have more boundaries than Black women do. Because while you out here talking about our Black men, I want a Black man, he's saying, look, y'all ain't bringing me peace. You don't submit to me, so I'm not going to choose you based on you being Black. I feel no obligation to you just because you're Black. And he already told you he's not just speaking for himself, he's speaking for successful Black men. Now, Black men terrorize the hell out of Black women, and Black women still choose them because they're Black. All of Black women's loyalty towards Black men is based solely on the fact that he is Black. Meanwhile, this dude is saying, nope, I don't care if you Black. You ain't giving me what I want, so I don't feel obligated to deal with you. Can somebody please tell me why it is that bandits have more standards than the Black women that they are dependent on? Because they surely do got more standards. And his standard is saying, I don't care about your Blackness. I care about what you can do for me. Black men can't do a damn thing for Black women. Black women are still loyal to him though. Even though he's sitting up in this video and saying your Blackness ain't enough for me to be loyal. Which really bandits are loyal to nobody. Not even themselves if you think about it. And the reason I say they're not loyal to themselves is because they don't make decisions that are in alignment with their best interests. They're not. Black men are not loyal to themselves because they do not operate from their own best interests. Therefore, they have no loyalty to nobody, not even to themselves. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys. It's like whenever I hear stuff like this, I'm like, this is sad. I just be thinking how sad this is. Because bandits will unapologetically tell Black women, we don't feel an obligation to you just because we're Black. We don't feel like we have to uplift our community just because we're Black. We don't feel like we have to advocate for you just because we're Black. Meanwhile, that's the only thing that Black women operate from. That's the only thing Black women operate from is Black men being Black. That is it. That's the only standard Black men gotta meet. Just be Black and you will get all the loyalty and advocacy from Black women. And Black women will tell you, we have to advocate for them because there are Black men. Black women will tell them that we're doing this. We are obligated because you are Black. And they will do it even when Black men say, we are not obligated to you just because we are Black. So that means Black women know that this is a one-sided dynamic. They know that this loyalty is not being reciprocated. They know that these bandits do not feel the same way about them. And they still engage in this behavior. They still engage in this behavior. So we're going to get into Umar Johnson. Okay, because I want to play all these clips and give Umar Johnson all the airtime that he feel like he deserved. Okay. J. Dolph said Dr. Umar asked him if he bunny hops. No, that was funny to me. Hold on. Listen, I already said in my disclaimer, the only reason that Umar Johnson is on anybody's podcast is because he's entertaining. He is entertaining. That's what we can say about Umar Johnson. He's very entertaining and he's very good at articulating himself. Listen, Umar is a bandit, but we not gonna sleep. He's very good with words. The man is good with words. This is how he keeps being able to continue to swindle the Black community because of how good he is with words. Umar Johnson is an oral finesser. He can finesse y'all verbally. All Umar Johnson gotta do is run that game on the Black community, and it's really easy to finesse. Really easy to finesse. And he knows exactly who he's finessing. Exactly who he's finessing. And he finessing Black women. Just like everybody else is. You said a word salad order. Some of what he says is word salad, but most of it is not. Most of it's not. So I want to play this part about the bunny hopping really quickly, because I want to ask y'all, does this man look like he's Black in any way, shape, or form? And the fact that Umar Johnson can't tell that this is not a Black man is a problem. Oh, Samantha, he already has. Umar Johnson has finessed millions out of Black women. Millions out of them. And he deserves credit for that. He deserves credit for the level of finessing. Not only has he finessed millions of dollars from Black women, but he's been continuously finessing Black women for years. He's been doing this for years. Umar Johnson needs his accolades, okay? I don't know nobody who has finessed the Black community more thoroughly than Umar Johnson has. And I think he deserves credit for it, because his finesse game is on point. Black women ain't seeing no school produced yet, but they just keep on having faith. I'ma just keep, eventually, if we pray to the Lord enough, Umar Johnson is going to eventually pop out that school. Yeah, this ain't no Black man, but let's listen to it anyway.
If I lend to the financial uplifting of that community, one, that's one thing. Two, if I'm helping to educate the people in that particular community, that's a benefit.
So does not your white woman benefit more from your economics than any Black person?
Yeah, probably.
Exactly.
So why can't they both be mutually beneficial?
You want to know why? Because she belongs to the group that is responsible for the historical oppression of your race.
So
why would you voluntarily go over and marry into that? Because when you marry the woman, you don't just marry the woman or date the woman, you're dating her community and her culture. And given the history of us and them, why would you dare align yourself with that if you care about us?
Let me ask you a question. I want you to let me get my answers out.
Go ahead.
So hypothetically, our manager that he hired to come in here and clean this motherfucking apartment, Joe might not know who the fuck cleans this
Something
apartment.
just hit me. Shoot. Are you mixed race?
No.
Or you a bunny hopper?
Yes.
That's why you have a liberal
That's
perspective.
not true. That's not
because you go home.
That's
to a
not
white
true.
woman.
Yes, but that's not true. I felt this way before I met my white girlfriend.
So help me understand how you can be so passionate about the Black.
I'm passionate. I'm an objective thinker. If something makes sense.
You have no loyalty to the Black community.
No, I do have.
No, because he was gonna say, I'm not passionate about the Black community. Literally, I hope y'all know that this man was literally saying, I'm not passionate about the Black community. And he's not Black. Why would he be? Like, why would this man who's not Black, even if he was Black, because Black men ain't passionate about the community. Black men are passionate about how they can exploit the community for profit. Rest assured, Black men are not passionate about the Black community, because the first word there is Black. There is nothing Black that Black men are passionate about. They're passionate about the destruction of Blackness. And that's what needs to be understood here. And we know that Black men are passionate about the destruction of Blackness because all they do is run amok trying to destroy everything Black that they can. Their behavior says they're only passionate about the destruction of the Black community. But this man was about to say, I'm not passionate about the Black community. And why would he be?
Probably employ more blacks than you.
Okay, so help me understand that you employ more blacks than me, but you go home to a white woman. Why you don't have a black woman?
Because I fell in love with a white woman, not a black
Why didn't you fall in love with a
woman.
black
I
woman?
did. I fell in love with a black woman when we broke up.
Okay, and why didn't you find it fall in love with another black woman?
I did that too. We broke up.
Okay, and why didn't you get another one and another one and another one until you found the right one?
Because I met a white woman that I fell in love with, and that's the person that
And
I'm
you're
with
being
today.
disingenuous about
That's not
something.
true.
And let me tell you what you're being disingenuous about.
True.
Romance
Mhm.
is a function of focus and opportunity.
Yep.
If I want to date an Asian, I'm going
Now listen, Umar Johnson might be a clown on everything, but he is 100% true here. You don't accidentally fall in love with anybody. Who you date and who you marry is a very strategic and calculated choice. So people need to stop acting like Black men are accidentally falling in love with white women because they just randomly crossing their paths. No, they are seeking out these relationships. They're seeking them out. They're seeking them out. They're pursuing them. They're putting themselves directly in the position to have emotional attachments to these women. They're purposely doing it. These are no accidents. We are not living in a fairy tale. This is not The Notebook. This is what they're purposely doing. They're purposely and intentionally doing this. It's not an accident.
to put myself around Asian women so I can find one. If I want to date a Latino, I'm going to put myself around Latino women so I can date one. If you wanted to marry a black woman, you would have put yourself around black women so you can find one. So how did
Yeah,
you
you
end up with a
would've.
Caucasian? No disrespect to her.
No, not at all. What I'm telling you is the places that I go socially are not just monolithic.
So what? I went to a white college, white job. I never bunny hopped.
Listen to my question. Let me answer you. That wasn't my priority. My priority
If you don't stop
I'm not
saying bunny
closed off
hop.
to dating Latino women. I'm not closed off to dating Asian women. I'm not closed off to dating white women. So again, in my search for romance, all of those things were on the
But
table
you
for me.
do understand that by not being with a black woman, you
answering.
undermine
That's your
the
opinion.
success of the black community.
That's your opinion.
That's my opinion. Then tell me how the black community benefits from you having a white woman.
If I lend to the financial uplifting of that community, one, that's one thing. Two, if I'm helping to educate the people in that particular community, that's a benefit.
Does not your white woman benefit more from your economics than any black person?
Yeah, probably.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So why can't they both be mutually beneficial?
You want to
They're not
the group
mutually
that's
beneficial,
responsible
though.
for the historical oppression of your race.
So
why would you voluntarily go over and marry into that? Because when you marry the woman,
Whoa.
you don't just marry the woman or date the woman. You're dating her community and her culture.
So
and given the history of us and them, why would you dare align yourself with that if you care about us?
let me ask you a question. I want you to let me get my
Yes, sir.
answers out.
Go ahead.
So hypothetically, our manager that he hired.
Let me tell y'all, I really wish I could find this full one. I really want to find the full interview. I tried looking, I couldn't find it. If anybody has this full interview or at least this full segment, please email it to me. Because here's the thing, this woman said here and said, people who think people can't be passionate about Black issues because they date outside their race has to be the most ignorant people ever. No, the people who are making this comment has to be the most ignorant, absent-minded, base level thinker ever. They say it like it makes no sense. It makes no sense only if you're dense. If we only date Black people, does that mean we don't care about issues in other communities? You don't have to be around different minorities to date them. It's called love, man. I responded to this and I want to show y'all my response because here's the thing. Her comment, hold on, let me refresh this and see if this has my, if this will have my response on it. If not, I'll just tell y'all what my response is. But I want to see in the comment section if my response is on here because I definitely made one. And I responded to that woman. A whole bunch of people came on here though. Let me see if my comment got responded to. Because if it haven't, yeah, I don't think it has. I'm not seeing it on here. I'm gonna do a sidebar and talk about Halle Bailey and DDG in a minute though too. It's gonna be real quick, but yeah. So nobody responded. Anyway, here's my thing. Let me tell y'all my thing here. My thing is this: how can you be passionate about the Black community while dating within the community that's in direct opposition to your community? That's just my question. Because when people make these, and I'm saying this specifically towards Black men, because the reality of it is Black men get absolutely nothing done by dating out. It doesn't even really benefit them beyond having proximity to whiteness. Nothing has changed for the better for Black men as a result of dating out. It just have not. The only people who stand to be able to benefit from dating out is Black women. So if anybody in the community is going to date out, it should only be Black women. White women do not have more power than white men. So therefore, Black men dating white women can only benefit white men. There's literally nothing there. There's like, what benefit are Black men getting out of dating white women other than being able to say they date white women? They're not getting nothing out of it. They're getting absolutely nothing out of it. White men have the authority. And even when Black men date white men, they get nothing out of it. It's like, how are you sucking white dick and you don't even benefit from it? The only people who should be dating out are Black women. But if we're going to answer these questions in context and consider racial hierarchies and systemic power, if we're going to consider those two things, then you can't be passionate about your community while investing full time in the communities whose policies, beliefs, and actions are in direct opposition to yours, unless you're dating them to improve your community, which Black men cannot do. Only Black women could do that. And the reason why only Black women could do that, because they would then be dating and investing in the group of men who have the power to change their community for the better. So really, out of strategy, nobody should be dating out except Black women. Black women are the only ones who should be doing it. And so if a Black man tries to assert that him being with a white woman somehow has some benefit to the Black community, it has none. It doesn't even have a benefit to him. Beyond his ability to say, well, I'm with this white woman. And the only group of people who will attach any type of prestige to that is going to be the Black community. So there's no way he could benefit. Where would the benefits come from? The white community is not going to incentivize Black men dating white women. They know it's a benefit to them, but they're not going to incentivize it because they don't need to. The women simply need to exist, and Black men, out of their treasonous pathology, are going to run towards them, and they know that. So white men will always benefit from Black men being with the throwbacks in the community. But in terms of tangible benefits, the only people who could get that would be Black women. Black women are the only ones who will be able to get that. It just is what it is. I want to go to this as well. This comment that he made, because he made another comment following up on that discussion. I'm still going to look for the full segment of this because I want to go over the actual interview. I want to look at the interview, but I've looked for it. I don't know where it is. I don't know why I can't find it. So I'm going to play this next clip here where it says Dr. Umar accuses Vanessa Bryant of not using Kobe Bryant's money to go to the Black community. And listen, right around the time that Kobe Bryant passed away, and I'm saying this for a reason, a lot of people were saying he did invest in the communities and he did not. even Kobe Bryant's so-called gym or facility that's supposed to be in underprivileged areas is in an area that Black people are not in and that they don't have access to. So there is nothing that Kobe Bryant did, none of his foundations were accessible for Black people to actually benefit from them. And I looked into this, I showed the location, I showed the address, and I showed the demographics. All of Kobe Bryant's facilities were in 95% white areas. And if you're trying to help Black people, why would you then have any of your organizations in a 95% white area? Why? So the statement that Umar Johnson is making is accurate. Let me play this.
Let me ask you an example.
Let me ask you-
Kobe Bryant.
Let me ask you a
Kobe
I'm gonna
Bryant.
ask you a question.
Rest in Kobe peace, Bryant. Vanessa inherited his wealth.
Sure.
And guess what? Is Vanessa Bryant using any of that Black man's money to do any good in the Black community?
Let me ask you a question.
Absolutely fucking not.
We don't know.
Vanessa Bryant, listen.
We don't know. Let me ask you an example.
Yeah, no,
Kobe
she's not.
Bryant.
She's not.
Kobe
I'm gonna
Bryant.
ask you a question.
Kobe Bryant. Vanessa inherited his wealth.
Sure.
And guess what? Is Vanessa Bryant using any of that Black man's money to do any good in the Black community?
Let me ask you a question.
Absolutely fucking
Yeah,
not.
no.
Listen.
I don't know.
No.
Let me ask you an
No, she has not. And any Black person who's in here saying yes is delusional and weird. So there was a man who, let me see if I screenshot it. So there was a man who came and responded. Where is my screenshot? Somebody responded to Umar Johnson and listed off. I can't find my screenshot. I can't find my screenshot. Now I don't know where the thing came from. But anyway, there was a man who responded to Umar Johnson. He did it on like a Twitter post. And he started trying to list the things that Vanessa Bryant supposedly helped that had to do with Black people, and none of them had anything to do with Black people. One of them being his foundation that, like I said, unless she moved it out of that neighborhood, was in a 94% white occupied neighborhood. So therefore, the people who would naturally benefit from it is going to be the people who are around it. And if 94% of the people around it are white people, then that means they are the ones who are benefiting. But the question is, why would Vanessa Bryant, why would she give back to the Black community? If I'm Vanessa Bryant, I'm not doing it because I know my kids ain't gonna be in the Black community. I know my kids won't be affected by the issues of the Black community. So why would I give any money to it? It's her money now. It's her money. And she can do whatever she wants with her money or not do whatever she wants with her money. There is no reason why Vanessa Bryant would put any wealth into the Black community. For what? And then look, she just blessed Chicago, just gave us a brand new Kobe Bryant basketball court design at our lakefront Hayes Park. Let me look up Hayes Park in Chicago. We gonna look up where that is. Yeah, we gonna look at Hayes Park in Chicago because something tells me that if it's a lakefront park, it's probably in a white area. I want to see a picture of it though. Because she said they put a basketball court in Hayes Park in Chicago. And my question though is, with the Hayes Park in Chicago and a basketball court, what is a basketball court gonna do for Black people? Like, how does a basketball court help Black people? And that's the thing, this person wouldn't be. It looks like the park do have a lot of proximity to Black people. Let me show y'all some of these. If they'll pull them up. The photos ain't showing though. Yeah, the photos won't show up. Some of them will, but it won't let me do the whole thing. But he seems to think that putting a basketball court in Hayes Park somehow does something to help Black, like what does that do? So let me just ask him, how does another basketball court help the Black community? Because now I can't even find my comment on here. No, because it's not on this. Because I want to figure out how does this help Black people? Because quite frankly, we have too many Black males who aspire to be basketball players and athletes and entertainers anyway. So to me, this is more problematic. Then he says, do y'all research on Vanessa Bryant helping the Black community? Don't play with her. But again, how does the basketball, right? And look, people are under here asking him this. Let's see if he responds. Because the person said a court. This one said, let me research that. And then another person said a court design, a basketball court in the hood, and you don't see the issues with that. So all our people good for is shooting and dribbling a ball. Like, that's what I'm saying. How does this help? And then this person said, yes, the court she fixed up was worn down and beat up, and the lakefront is a place everyone from Chicago goes to now in the summer. Now it's beautiful purple and gold. Okay, so how does purple and gold colors help the Black community? It's like, okay, but how does this help the Black community? And I want y'all to see how remedial of thinkers these so-called leaders are, because no real leader would be saying that a basketball court helps their community. Like a purple and gold basketball court, like for real. To these leaders, the Black community can be helped by changing the colors of a basketball court. Like, well, I don't know how this progresses anything. Like, Kobe wasn't even in the Black community. And then they calling each other kings, but don't got no kingdom. Can we know the location of the kingdom, please? I want to know. I just really want to know the location of y'all's kingdom so we can confirm that y'all are kings. A kingdom is a basic possession of a king. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know. I want to know where the kingdom is. And look, then he goes and say, that's what's wrong with us Black people now. We always feel entitled to things, and she didn't even have to do any of that. She fixed up something that was torn down. Yes, we are thrilled to have that. Just because it's not for liking, don't mean nobody cares. That's just you. A basketball court does nothing for the Black community at all. And then people are over here saying that he's making up stuff. No, she doesn't do anything. She does not do anything for the Black community, but why would she? Why would she? There's no reason for a white Mexican woman to pour any wealth into the Black community like it's not her community. But I want y'all to see the mindset of these leaders. To these so-called leaders, a basketball court helps your community. Says nobody on the planet ever. Right, essentially a mural. She gave the Black community some purple and gold paint and threw it on the floor, and this man is praising her because she gave him a basketball court. So of course she's done so much for the Black community. Bottom line is, bandits are not in these relationships with women of no color to progress the community. they could care less about the Black community. And the only people who need to understand and believe that are Black women. Black women are the only people who need to understand that Black men are not interested in progressing the community. They are not. They couldn't care less about it. If they cared about it, even if they weren't going to build up the community, they wouldn't be destroying it. They wouldn't be destroying it. So Kanye West is over here on a Jewish dick sucking tour. At the end of the day, hold on. Really? Okay, there we go. Yeah, Kanye West is another Black man who owns absolutely nothing. And we know he doesn't own anything and was pretending to be a boss, just like Nick Cannon was, only to now sit up here and apologize to the very people that he said he was not going to back down from. And the reason being is because at the end of the day, Black men own nothing that white men don't allow them to own. So y'all be looking at some of these Black men, not y'all, but y'all, be looking at these Black men and just thinking that they engage in an ownership and they have some kind of power, and they don't. And it's interesting because Kanye West has shifted from saying that he's the original Jews to he's the original Indians. Okay, so Kanye West also said that they're the original Indians. Let me find it for y'all, because a lot of people sent this to me too. Kanye goes on a race rant. We're not Black, we're Indian. Let me see if I can play this audio for y'all so we can hear Kanye West. Where's my audio? Why is all my stuff being wrong now? All I want to do is hear him. Let me go. That video was removed. Because Kanye was over here saying Black people are the real Indians. It's like you took a massive L. You literally took a massive L by saying that you was the original Jews, only to turn around and say, oh no, I actually just we actually the Indians. Why is these people acting like they don't got no clip? Is this it? Here, let me turn this up.
How about that? We're not Black, nigga. We're Indian. Yeah. We're Native American. Yeah. How many of y'all grandmothers got Indian in your family? Yeah, I'm Period. I'm Indian. Wait a second, but what happened to the Indians? We Black? Show me Black on the planet. Because he's the master of Allah. He doesn't fucking shit. Why you sound crazy? Nah, because you think I sound crazy. No, you don't sound crazy. You sound fucking legit. You're talking true. You're talking true. We're not Black. Race is made up. You're talking true. Race is made up. Yeah. I don't know. Show me Black on the planet. Show me Black. Everybody else, they European, they Australian, they Chinese, they Japanese. Show me Black on the planet. We marginalized as entertainers. I already seen the other side, nigga. I seen the factories. I went up to head with these niggas, man. And I'm still alive. And I'm alive for this moment to say this to y'all.
So Kanye West done set up here and went and attacked the Jews. Okay, he went and attacked the Jays. Then after taking a bunch of losses, Kanye West decided that they are Indians, and he's listing out all these nationalities that people ascribe to. I mean, nobody's saying that your nationality is Black, they're saying it's African, and you literally reject that notion. Yet another black man who seeks to disassociate himself from blackness, because that's all these bandits do. They don't really care about black. They don't want to preserve it. They don't value it. They don't want no parts of it. Right. He ain't black. He Indian, but nigga though. And this is the man that they say is a genius. This is the man that black men uplift and talk about how much of a genius he is. Right here, he looks like nothing more than a bum to me with a dirty sweater on. Yeah, because let me go to that video actually. Let me see if I can go find that video again. Let me share that and show y'all what it looks like, because this was on YouTube. So I want to show y'all the room of people that he's saying this in. Thanks, Helen, for saying that. Let me show y'all this. Come on, get this over here. Like, for real. Gmail is so slow. Here we go. We're gonna go down here to this video. It's a YouTube video. And I do, because I want y'all to see this white woman in here that he was talking to. Here my YouTube video is.
We're not black. How about that? We're not black. How about that? We're not black, nigga. We're Indian. We're Native American.
Yeah, because this hasn't been said before.
We black. Show me black on the planet. Why you stop before? Why you sound crazy? Nah, because you think I sound crazy.
No, you don't sound crazy. You sound fucking legit. You're talking true. You're talking true.
We're not black. Race is made up.
You're talking true.
Race is made up. Show me black. Show me black on the planet. Show me black. Everybody else, they European, they Australian, they Chinese, they Japanese. Show me black on the planet. We marginalized as entertainers. I already seen the other side, nigga.
This is such clown shit, by the way. I want y'all to understand. This is the very definition of clown shit. Okay? So that was Kanye West there. I don't know why they got these cartoons popping up. Nobody said they wanted to watch a cartoon. Don't have no cartoon coming up on my next app. Okay, now let me go to his apology to the Jays, or the multiple apologies that he has. So now we'll listen to this. So now this is Kanye. Here's one of his first apologies. And then he gave them, I do kind of recognize her. I do kind of, Liza, I do kind of recognize her, but then I can't pinpoint her name, but she does look very familiar. She does look very, very familiar. So I know I've seen her before. Let me play this one.
So before God, what I will do is start off as a samurai and say, I'm sorry for hurting you as a Jewish person. I'm sorry for the way that made you feel. And I'm sorry for the entire population of a race that I feel is actually my brothers, because I classify and feel that I'm also connected with Christ in that way, that my people came from Africa in that way. And I can't say it's this exact teaching or that exact teaching, but I feel that there's an important, the sons of Abraham, however we want to word it, right? For us to come together and bring our different talents together to serve God collectively. And he, as much of an alien as I am, he did not call for me to alienate. So before God, what I will do is start off as a samurai.
Kanye West is clearly mentally ill, and just nobody wants to encourage him to get his mental health in order. Like, Kim tried to get him to take his medication. He didn't want to. So now this is what we dealing with. So Kanye West decided, because here's the thing. It's one thing as a Black man to run around with unmedicated bipolar and declare yourself the Jews and try to sit up here and talk about what you go do when you control this, that, and the third, and think you go rally everybody up to have your back and call yourself Big Boss Kanye. It's one thing to do that, but when your money start declining, it's another thing. Just like with Nick Cannon, when Nick Cannon sat there talking about he's standing 10 toes down and bosses don't apologize, and then his dumbass ended up going on a complete cyber dick sucking tour because they realized they have no real power. And this is because they don't pursue ownership, they pursue white validation. If Kanye put all of that energy into truly owning something, that he's putting into trying to seek white validation and failing at doing so, then he would probably be an owner right now. He would probably be an owner. But instead, he chooses not to. He chooses to not take his medication. He chooses to sit in a room full of people making dumbass statements, hurling out nigga, 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 but we Indians. And Black don't exist, but nigga, 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 we Indians. Show me Black on the map. We ain't Black, but nigga, nigga, nigga. No. Right. When he lost 600 million in less than 48 hours, he got right real quick. Yeah. Because he know he don't own a damn thing. So now he's writing another apology that he didn't write, but he put it in Hebrew. Okay. This is the Hebrew and this is the translated version. It says, I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unintended outbursts caused by my words or actions. It was not my intention to offend or demean respected. It was not my intention to defend or demean respected, and I deeply regret any pain. He definitely wrote this. And I deeply regret any pain I may have caused. I am committed to starting with myself and learning from this experience to ensure greater sensitivity and understanding in the future. Your forgiveness is important to me, and I am committed to making amends and promoting unity. Let's see if the Jays decided to forgive Kanye West. Okay? Because he asking for forgiveness. Now, here's the Anti-Defamation League, who's responding to Kanye West's apology to the Jewish community. And I don't think the Anti-Defamation League can speak for the emotions and the acceptance of an apology by the entire Jewish community, but nonetheless, they're doing it anyway. So they said, after causing untold damage by using his vast influence and platform to poison countless minds with vicious anti-Semitism and hate, an apology in Hebrew may be the first step on a long journey towards making amends to the Jewish community and all those that he has hurt. Ultimately, actions will speak louder than words, but this initial act of contrition is welcome. Note that they're not giving him forgiveness, though. There's no speak of we forgive Kanye West. They're basically saying, no, he can work for forgiveness, but we ain't about to give your ass no forgiveness, and you ain't getting that money back. Shut your ass up and take your medication. That's basically what they're saying. That's basically, they're saying, okay, you apologize, that's cool, but we ain't about to extend we're not extending any type of forgiveness to you. And then word on the street is the Black community was like complaining and saying, yeah, but Kanye, you said this, that, and the third, and you never apologized. The Black community is a free-for-all because Black people don't stand for anything except Black male worship. So that's why nobody apologizes to Black people for anything, because you don't stand for anything. You don't defend yourself. You don't have any boundaries. And I think that this is what we really need to understand. If we don't show that we respect ourselves to the degree that we will not allow people to constantly disrespect us, starting with the males that we give birth to, nobody is going to respect us, especially for Black women. And it's like, you're not going to be respected because you let this whole group of males run amok, demean and degrade and disrespect you constantly. And all you do is express your loyalty and love for them. That's all we do. And we can't say that we don't, because we do. Yes, there are pockets of Black women who are now coming to like an awakening. And yes, we're talking about standards, expectations, and boundaries. And I do believe that the Black women who are meant to develop them and meant to progress, those Black women will do that. But by and large, as Black women, we're very slow moving when it comes to standing up for ourselves and standing against these bandits and their disrespect. We are very slow moving when it comes to that. Other groups of women are miles ahead of us when it comes to standing up to the men in their community. This is just something that we have yet to do. Mind you, every other group of women is already historically noted, them doing revolts, them doing movements, them doing like isolation, birthing strikes. Black women ain't done none of that and still ain't done none of that. In response to their disrespect, we give them love and loyalty. And that's a problem. And the reason it's a problem because we're telling the world that you can disrespect us, and in return, we're just going to meet you with kindness and niceties. And nobody operates like that. And we don't see that when we support the Kanye West, when we support Black men who blatantly show disrespect for us, we're telling the world that it is okay to treat us like this. We're telling the world, sure, you can treat us like this, because the ones who should be checked more than anybody are the ones that come through your womb. Like, how you gonna not put respect on the people who give you life? How? And the question is, as Black women, why are we tolerating this? Why are we tolerating this level of disrespect? Why are we tolerating a man like Kanye West running around talking about he ain't Black, he ain't innocent, he ain't Black, he's Indian, he's Jews, always running around with women of no color, but is at no shortage of Black women defending him. He's at no shortage. He gets tons of Black women defending them. And he could have access to any Black woman he wanted to have access to. He can have access to any Black woman he has access to, wants to, no matter how treasonous. But I want to let y'all hear this, and then I want to get into this comment here, because there's always a delusional, problematic Black male worshiper lurking somewhere, being evil, because they are evil and demonic. Black male worshipers are demonic. I want y'all to know that. So Lunell was caught riding horns on P. Diddy.
People's pictures, you draw black out their tooth, or do something with the horns and stuff. And his behavior.
So this is what he's asking her about.
Been reported is quite devilish. So that's what I just felt moved to do that.
So she's explaining why she painted him, because I want y'all to understand how many people already know about Diddy. And then I want to go over this comment. And really, this comment is why I want to do this. So let's listen to Lunell as she explains why she put devil horns on Diddy. And then I want to get to this comment, and then I'm done. So let's go.
Or actually, you were like at an iHeart radio station, and you actually drew horns on a Diddy picture right there in the hallway.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Asked how to get back to that picture because the hallways, I didn't know which way I came. So I was assisted in this, okay? No names being dropped, but I was assisted in the relocation of that picture. And I did it just because it was saying a lot without saying anything. And back in the day when we used to...
Now, you are infamous for actually, you were like at an iHeart radio station, and you actually drew horns on a Diddy picture right there in the hallway.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Well, number one, I was moved to do it. I was just going down the hall. There was a bunch of artists on the wall. The Diddy shit had just broke. And I walked past a picture of him and DJ Khaled. And I was like, I'm going to come back and do some graffiti because, you know, it's New York, you graffiti everywhere, shit. And so I, asked for a Sharpie. I was provided with one. I asked for a Sharpie, and then I also asked how to get back to that picture because the hallways are full. I didn't know which way I came. So I was assisted in this, okay? No names being dropped, but I was assisted in the relocation of that picture. And I did it just because it was saying a lot without saying anything. And back in the day when we used to.
Now, you are infamous for actually, okay. Have you met Diddy at all?
Once.
Okay. So no relationship or anything, so nothing else like that?
No, I went to a Diddy party one time.
Any interesting stories from that party?
Lots, but nothing like that. I mean, just, you know, it's like, you know, you gotta give me more, it's, you know, it's lots of people, all white. I think one year, he had the all-white party here in LA. Maybe you file people's pictures, you draw black out their tooth, or, you know, do something with the, you know, horns and stuff. And his behavior, from what has been reported, is quite devilish. So that's why I just felt moved to do that, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so she's saying she did it because his behavior is quite devilish. So, and I would agree. Now, let me get into the clown shit because I'm already telling y'all this is gonna irk me. I already know it is because I don't like stupidity on this level. This is evil, disgusting black male worship, and we already know what type woman she is based off her comment. So she said, Cassie went with Puffy for a decade. She was not forced to sleep with male escorts. She chose to do that. Her version is Puffy forced her to do so. Yet you returned repeatedly on your own volition. Just know. So why is he the devil? Why did he pay her? That's my question. For the dumbass bitch, black male worshiping in the comment section, my question is, okay, if she did this of her own volition, if he's innocent, if he didn't force her to do anything, then why did he pay her with your dumb, raggedy black male worshiping ass? Why did he pay her then? Why, instead of paying her an undisclosed amount that probably exceeded what she asked for, why didn't he countersue her? Why didn't he countersue her and then provide evidence that she did all those things on her own volition and not because he drugged her and beat her and forced her to? So this is one of them black male worshiping, dumbass, toxic ass, demonic ass bitches that will know that somebody is violating her daughter and then she'll ignore it and take the side of the violator just because she's the dumb, simple-minded ass bitch who can't even open her brain enough to consider if this man is so innocent, then why the hell ain't he suing nobody? This dude done got like 5 different lawsuits on him, and this dumbass bitch is talking about Cassie. What about the other people? Sure, Cassie lying. What about the other ones? Why didn't he make an example out of Cassie and say, you ain't gonna lie on my name? Why didn't he get Cassie prosecuted for extortion? Because if Cassie is lying on him, then what she's attempting to do is extort this man. He should be having her prosecuted, it sounds like. But when you a dumbass black male worshiping toxic ass, demonic ass bitch, then you make these statements. You would think that she was there. Sounds like Cassie should be suing your dumb ass too. Because of course you would have had to be there to know that she was not forced to sleep with male escorts, even though people who was there said they witnessed it. Yeah, this right here, listen, are we surprised? Are we surprised, really? And I can guarantee you this is the church going, because usually Christian women call themselves sister before they name, for sister in Christ. So she calls herself Sister Ratty. But sitting up here defending a man who got 5 lawsuits on him right now and ain't contested one of them. And really, that's for anybody who think that Diddy is innocent. Okay, cool. I'm willing to entertain that. Please explain why this man ain't suing nobody. Why he pressing charges on nobody since he's so innocent and they extorting him and this is a money grab and he ain't the devil and she lying and she did this willingly. Then why ain't his dumb ass suing nobody? Because he got the money. He got access to the attorneys. Why ain't he doing it? This dumb bitch ain't gonna tell you. I can tell you that. I can tell you that, and I'm glad they on her dragging her too. I'm glad they on here dragging her. And then look at her dumb ass. Oh, she ignored every red flag in pursuit of fame and riches. Cassie needs to be suing this dumb bitch right here. Even though we know she ain't got two pennies to rub together, so Cassie wouldn't get anything from her. But I wish Cassie could sue her and make her prove how she knows all these. Drag her dumb ass into court and embarrass the hell out of her. Since she talking like she was there. And if I was Cassie, I would get real petty and I would have somebody find out who she is and I would sue her just to embarrass her dumb ass. Because I want to see the proof that you go put out there that she ignored every red flag in pursuit of fame and riches. Or are you just a hating ass, raggedy ass, blackmail worshiping bitch? And that's why you over here hating on Cassie. It's always somebody ugly. Do we need to show her picture? No, she ain't ugly because of her skin tone, but she definitely ain't pretty as Cassie. We gonna get that real clear. This is and it's always the women that black men wouldn't spit on. It's always the women that black men wouldn't even spit on. Like Diddy wouldn't even let you sign up to be degraded by him. She don't even qualify to be degraded by Diddy, and she's sitting up here running Cassie's name through, like being a hating ass bitch. Talking about a teenager ignored every red flag in pursuit of fame and riches. And you thought you ate? You thought you made a point here talking about sit down when the only person who needs to sit their raggedy dumb ass down is you? And get your stupid remedial ass out of comment sections, caping for bandits who don't care nothing about you? Just raggedy. And this is why I say these Christian women are demonic. Talking about she educated enough to stay away from someone who did all she claimed she did. This is just a hating ass, blackmail worshiping ass bitch. It just is what it is. There's really not that much to see here except a dumb hating ass bitch. That's it. Not being attractive, not being chosen by anybody. Face card declining just on the merit of it. She don't even qualify for a face card to decline. You would have to have a secured face card, bitch. Okay? You ain't just getting nobody giving you no credit on how you look because you raggedy. And she is raggedy. Sitting up here like, I don't like people who do this. This is the problem that we've had in the community with women like her covering up sexual assault and saying, oh no, she was just fast. This is one of those dumbass bitches who will just tell you that a 10-year-old was fast. And be like, oh, you were trying to provoke that man. This is one of those type raggedy bitches that want to sweep it under the or she one of them raggedy bitches who will literally know about it and just pretend that she don't. She will be just pretending that she don't know when she really does. One of those raggedy bitches who trying to keep a man by murdering her daughter. One of these raggedy bitches, if she on drugs, she will be trying to pimp her daughter out just so she can get them. That's the type of raggedy bitch this is. And that's why I don't like her. Sitting here talking about, oh, she did all of that. You just a hating ass, nothing ass bitch mad because that woman had proximity to a man who wouldn't even spit on you. That's why you mad. And you can always tell when she mad, ignoring the 5 other lawsuits and just focusing on Cassie. Why? Because she ain't seen nobody else. That's why. Because if Cassie lying, then the other women whose story match Cassie's, they gotta be lying too. That writer who came out and said she witnessed stuff, she gotta be lying too. But when you a dumbass, hating ass bitch, you won't think about any of that. All she's thinking about is black male worship at the end of the day. For a man that just don't care about it.
You were like
Just looking raggedy and dumb, sounding stupid in the comment section. But thankfully getting checked by everybody else on there, because it ain't like her stupidity is going unchecked. I wish somebody would punch her in her face though. That would give me some great type of joy. But anyway, I'm going to jump off of here because I'm getting a headache. So I'm going to go decompress. I am my man. Listen, why were me and my sister on Christmas? Like one of me and my sisters were just running around the house talking about, I want to thank my man. Y'all remember Lotto at whatever award show Lotto was out, when she was out saying, I want to thank my man, and people were like, but your man is married. So me and my sister were running around just saying my man. I just want to thank my man. Yeah, so that's what we were just doing that. It was fun. That's why I had to say my man. I want to thank my man. I want to thank my husband, my man, because at least I got I don't got a ring on my finger. Okay, that one aged bad. Anyway, I don't have a ring on my finger, so I can't really say I got the ring, my man. I'm gonna come back with a ring pop for y'all. I'm gonna come back with a ring pop, and then I'm gonna say, at least I got the ring. Y'all want me to be insecure so bad because I chased after this man who's letting the world know that if I wouldn't have chased him, there would have been no relationship because he damn sure wasn't chasing me. My man. Yeah, so anyway. Tasha Hall said for a damn BET award, like sit down, like for real. I just don't, it's cringy to me. Cause I promise y'all, the reason y'all don't know about any relationship of mine is because I'm not the my man, or making sure I say my husband every 20 seconds. Like I'm not that girl. I'm not. So it just like, I'm just not that girl. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I really do got a headache. I got a headache. And I need to finish watching this episode of Ghost Whisperer. And Themis should be going. Themis, aren't you going live soon? I need somebody's chat box to twerk in. I really do. So I know you're probably going live, Themis. And I got to do some packing too, y'all. I have to. I'm going to an undisclosed location to kind of get my little mind right. So I have to, I got to do some packing too. I do. So I'll see you guys later. If you choose to go over to Themis's, which you should if he's live. I think it's Wednesday, so he should be doing his podcast today. Listen, I know Themis is on live schedule. I know it. So I'll be like, okay, let me see Monday, Wednesday, then Fridays, and maybe occasionally he might jump on and do like a Tuesday or a Monday live, but generally it's Wednesdays and it's Fridays. So now I'm looking for that live stream because it's Wednesday. So yeah. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. Have a good rest.